The alarm rang at 5:30 a.m., and as always, he ignored it. It wasn't anger, it wasn't rebellion, it wasn't even laziness in the loud sense of the word. It was just a habit, a small one, quiet, harmless, or so it seemed. By the time he opened his eyes, the sun was already climbing the walls of his room. His phone lay beside him, glowing with unread notifications. He stared at the ceiling for a moment, letting the weight of another late morning settle on his chest. "I'll start tomorrow," he muttered.
This is Beyond Stories, where every story carries a lesson, and every lesson touches the heart. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could inspire your next step. Now, let's go deeper into the story.
Those words had become his watchword. His name was Evan, and this is how his future slowly slipped through his fingers. Not with noise, not with disaster, with silence. Evan was not a bad person. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't unlucky. In fact, everyone who knew him believed he had potential. Teachers used to say it, friends repeated it, even strangers noticed it in the way he spoke, the way he understood things quickly, the way ideas came easily to him. But potential is like a seed. If you don't water it, it dries up quietly. Evan's habit was simple. He always postponed what mattered. He would wake up late, reply later, start next week, finish tomorrow. One small delay at a time. At first, it didn't seem dangerous. He was young. Time felt endless, like a river that would always be there waiting for him. But time is not a lake. It is a current, and currents do not stop. In school, Evan understood lessons faster than most students. He rarely studied, yet still passed. His teachers warned him gently. "You could do much better if you applied yourself." He smiled politely and nodded. He always nodded. But effort felt uncomfortable. Discipline felt boring. And so he leaned on his natural ability, the way a man leans on a fence he assumes will never fall. But fences rot slowly from the inside. While others revised their notes at night, Evan scrolled through his phone. While others practiced, he promised himself he would catch up later. Later became a habit, and habits become character. After graduation, Evan landed an entry-level job at a small company. Nothing glamorous, but stable. His parents were relieved. He told himself this was just temporary. "I won't be here long," he said confidently. But comfort has a way of tightening its grip. At work, Evan arrived 5 minutes late, then 10, then 15. No one scolded him at first. He still delivered results, still smiled, still joked with colleagues. But discipline doesn't shout when it leaves. It slips out quietly. He delayed emails, postponed tasks, missed deadlines by hours, then days. Each delay felt small, insignificant, but small leaks sink great ships. One afternoon, his manager called him into the office. There was no anger in her voice. That was the frightening part. "You're talented," she said calmly, "but talent without consistency is unreliable." The words landed softly and deeply. She gave him a warning, a chance. Evan promised himself he would change. That night, he set his alarm early, wrote a to-do list, planned his week. But the next morning, the alarm rang, and he ignored it. Habit is a chain, light at first, heavy later. Outside of work, life followed the same pattern. He told his father he would visit this weekend. He didn't. He promised his mother he would call tomorrow. He forgot. He told himself he would exercise, save money, read books, learn new skills. Tomorrow, next week, next month. Life kept moving. Evan stayed still. There is a proverb that says, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now." Evan kept waiting for the perfect season, but seasons don't wait for people who hesitate. Years passed. His friends moved forward. Promotions, marriages, businesses, new cities. Evan stayed where he was. Same job, same habits, same excuses. He began to feel something strange and heavy. Not sadness, not anger, regret. Regret is a quiet thief. It steals slowly and leaves you with memories of what could have been. One evening, Evan sat alone in his apartment, lights off, phone in his hand. He scrolled through old photos, younger versions of himself smiling with confidence, full of plans and dreams. He felt like he was looking at a stranger. "What happened to you?" he asked the silence. The silence answered nothing. Evan understood a painful truth. His life had not been ruined by one big mistake. It had been shaped by thousands of small delays. The habit of postponement had quietly stolen his discipline, his growth, his confidence. But habits can be broken the same way they are built, one small choice at a time. Years later, Evan would look back and understand this. One small habit nearly ruined his future, but one small decision saved it. The decision to stop postponing his life. Because the future does not belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who show up daily, quietly, consistently. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs this reminder today. And subscribe for more calm, powerful stories that awaken your purpose. This is Beyond Stories,